Hi, my name is Spencer, and today I'm going to be presenting my project on project management in virtual teams using information communication technology for Comp 605. This is my literature review presentation for Professor Dr. Stella George. My presentation is going to cover the motivation for my topic, the key terms and concepts surrounding my topic, some of the major challenges in the field, as well as approaches from the research to overcome these challenges. Then I will be doing an overview of the status of the field, addressing some of the future research challenges, sharing some reflections of my own, and then I will include a list of the key papers that I covered in this literature review. The motivation for choosing to work on the topic virtual teams and project management was that I have a curiosity in learning more about this subject. I've spent a significant amount of time during the pandemic working and going to school using virtual teams, and I was curious to learn more about the project management aspect of those virtual teams. And I currently work in a virtual team for Athabasca, and the reason that I selected the literature which I did decide to use was sheerly based on the relevance to the topic. The key terms and concepts which I've included in this literature review are project management, virtual teams, information communication technology, management of computing and information systems, project and people management, project management techniques. The reason I chose these key terms and concepts were because they come up often in the literature, and I feel like you can't really discuss project management in virtual teams without discussing these key terms and concepts. The major challenges faced in the research include information communication technology, the mindset, technological competencies, motivational tools, social competencies, ethics, project manager competencies, and collaboration. The challenge of information communication technology is that we need a set of methods, means, and tools, as well as other technologies to support knowledge management for project teams in a virtual setting. Some of the problems that ICT can address include the stakeholder engagement. Virtual teams require communication channels for collaboration, both horizontally and vertically. These channels need to provide ways for staff and project managers to resolve conflicts that arise as a result of doing the work, the project tasks, and to maintain the social interactions within an organization, sometimes even outside of the project tasks, like just socializing. So what these ICTs can provide for an organization is a way of building trust through these channels. You need methods to measure how effective these channels are at actually building that trust and for collaboration. So the mindset challenges surrounding project management in virtual teams are that the team members have to have an attitude to knowledge management. So These team members need to have a willingness to document and to share this knowledge with their coworkers and with the management. If information doesn't flow freely, it's going to be a very big challenge for project management of virtual teams. The challenge of technological competencies. So the competencies of project team members in relation of their ability to use IT tools in the process of communicating and project implementation, including the sharing of knowledge. So the ability to document and to share that documentation, to collaborate, to communicate. The team members need to have the skill set required to use these IT tools, or at least the capacity to be trained to use the ICT. So the challenge of motivational tools, all the tools that are used to increase the motivation to work among team members within a virtual project team, including the knowledge management. These tools ensure that team members are provided feedback to guide their work processes, to keep them engaged, and then also to improve the performance of the team members. The plan of work challenge is largely the responsibility of the project manager, but essentially the working time and division of tasks of the individual members of the project team. So it ensures the team members have the knowledge of how to allocate their time and how the project tasks are going to be divided. Without this plan of work, it's not likely that the project is going to succeed. The social competencies are a challenge faced by the team members and the project manager. They need to have the ability to cope with social situations, ability to cope with stress, to be assertive, and to present themselves. The team members need to have the interpersonal skills required to perform these project tasks in a successful manner. There are ethical challenges in virtual teams project management. The ethical norms and moral principles that team members should consider to managing knowledge. Dealing with knowledge to perform project tasks in virtual teams requires that members have the ethics to maintain confidentiality and the integrity of the business. Oftentimes, people want to cut corners to meet deadlines, but some things just cannot be skipped, and I can't stress the importance of ethics enough. Project manager competencies of a project team leader to knowledge management. So the project team leader needs to be trained in knowledge management to ensure that knowledge sharing is done in an effective and an efficient manner. If the project manager does not have these competencies, then it is not likely that the project is going to succeed. Challenges surrounding the collaboration, the processes, and a combination of techniques that are used to involve team members in knowledge management. Having the proper procedures and using correct techniques to involve team members is essential to working and operating as a whole. The unit needs to come together to handle the tasks in a timely manner. The following approaches I've identified in the research as being ways to overcome the challenges that were prevalent in the research. These approaches include using a consistent group of project management practices, building trust, communication management performance indicators, conceptual management model of virtual project teams. A consistent group of project management practices helps to resolve both the uncertainties and ambiguities, aiming to compensate for the discontinuities. Ensuring that a consistent project management practices are in place helps to overcome the geographical and the sociological differences associated with the project management of virtual teams. The process of building trust is of great importance in project management of virtual teams. Without trust, projects don't really go anywhere. Trust helps the team to achieve results. It strengthens teamwork, which depends entirely on the level of trust between team members and project managers. The research identifies communication management performance indicators. These indicators are the level of awareness of each team member as the scope of their tasks and responsibilities, the degree of availability of needed information, the fluency of information flow in the project, the occurrence of communication problems, the degree of mastering communication and documentation tools, the level of awareness of communication and documentation obligations of each team member, the security of project communications and documentation. The performance indicators are measured on a 5-point Likert scale, having the options I agree, I rather agree, neither disagree or agree, I rather disagree, and I totally disagree. Another approach, conceptual management model of virtual project teams. Key ongoing process aspects which are going on constantly are represented first. Information and communication technologies by implementing virtual collaboration, diversity of tools and systems, social interaction, work tool, way to express closeness, common space, support of unique communication needs. Second, the leadership by defining goals, resources, processes, emerging leadership, technologically savvy leaders, frequent communication, empathy, and common team identity. The third management aspect in the conceptual model is motivational and emotional processes management by implementing training, team cohesion, and inspiration, conflict management, and psychologically safe climate. An overview of the field shows that the research identified trends such as information communication technology, trust, planning, ethics, and collaboration in the field of project management of virtual teams. Challenges such as stakeholder engagement, selection of information technology, building trust, and planning exist as areas where barriers occur. And these are similar for project management of any virtual team. Common strategies to overcome the challenges include having a consistent set of group of project management practices, trust building, communication management, performance indicators, and conceptual management models. While research provides a comprehensive backbone for future research, there are still many questions to answer in this relatively new area of research. Future research challenges which were identified in the literature include that the future research needs to include a larger group of experts from more diverse countries such that the findings can be generalized to apply in many different cultures. The updating of performance indicators, barriers, and conceptual models as contemporary research finds new insights and discoveries in the field. To identify further research areas where there's opportunities for emerging technologies in virtual teams and project management, including artificial intelligence and blockchain. Some reflections I've made from doing this literature review are that there are several methodologies which research suggests are viable for use in project management of virtual teams. Finding which ones work is just a matter of understanding what the requirements are of the organization at hand and finding what works for that organization. Frameworks, which are separate from the specific ICTs, are an excellent way to analyze the requirements without biasing oneself to the available technologies. I believe that a hybrid approach where a conceptual framework is used to identify the potential barriers for project management in virtual teams, yet while also simultaneously surveying experts, subject matter experts, stakeholders, to maintain stakeholder engagement in projects. Here's a list of the research which I covered in this literature review. And I'll just take this time now to say thank you for listening to my presentation. I look forward to the discussions and questions to come, and thank you for your time. Bye.